What's up, guys? It's your boy Marcus here, back for another video on Spiritual Academy. Today we talk about shadow work and healing your inner child. Alright, y'all, so first off, what is shadow work? I feel like a lot of people in communities, especially now because there's still so many other people that's still getting into spirituality, getting into doing their healing, right? And figuring out what's going on. Because like, we come in this world, right? You incarnate, you come to this realm, and it's like, okay, Earth, right? Earth or Gaia, whatever people want to call it. But you come to this world, you're born, to your parents, and you have to, as a kid, you're a sponge, so you soak up everything around you, right? And I feel like that's how we learn to adapt in this specific environment. We learn how to adapt and change and move, and get to certain levels. And that's why babies are so, like, they get mad when you put them down, because they want to look around, they want to experience, right? We came here to experience, right? But shadow work is really connected to your inner child, because you have to go within, right? That shadow work is going within, looking at what your inner child had to deal with, and how that child had to respond in that early stages of their life, right? Because when you're a kid, like, you don't really know, you know what I'm saying? So you respond in ways, and the ego respond in ways, and when you're a kid, to where you have to protect yourself, and you create protection mechanisms to like help you deal with pain, to help you deal with traumas and stuff like that. So it really just depends upon what your upbringing was like, right? Childhood trauma. Alright, y'all, so childhood traumas, man. Childhood traumas. Okay, so this is thing that we all go through, okay? We all go through childhood traumas. And I really want to get this video out because that's just basics, you know what I'm saying? I'm not at that boom, like, I'm just giving the basics of people who are just getting into it, people who may need another perspective that could help them on their journey, right? But childhood traumas, things we go through, okay? It's everything, right? It's getting hit as a kid, whooped, abused, right? In all different ways. A lot of people were sexually abused and abused physically, and was just talked down to when they was a kid. And it affects a kid mentally, right? It affects them on so many levels that people don't understand, they don't comprehend, right? But it's like, it affects that child, and even though the child has to learn how to, some people learn how to, just push it down, right? That's society telling us, push it down, don't let it come out, don't let it, you know what I'm saying? But, and that's society, right? So we learn, okay, push it down, keep it pushing, right? That's what we learn as a kid. Oh, shut up, you being too soft for doing this and da-da-da-da, right? That's what parents say, that's what people around us during their upbringing say. Oh man, push it in, tough up, toughen up, right? Tough skin. People say tough love, right? But no, you know what I'm saying? Like, people, we have to deal with emotions. You don't deal with emotions, they just stay there. And they build and they build and they build and they build, right? To this point where you just be having breakdowns emotionally. You know what I'm saying? We start crying out of nowhere. We just, irritated towards certain people. You know what I'm saying? And this is why, and I'll share my experiences just so, if it's people out there, hopefully my experience can help, you know what I'm saying, in that way. But, yeah, before we get into that, it's really parenting, okay? How did your parents parent you growing up? You know what I'm saying? From my experience, from what I can remember before, I had a trauma. It was more of a physical trauma when I broke my leg when I was 4, and I was in the hospital and I was going through so much, right? But as a kid, I didn't know what was really like, you know what I'm saying? I know it was pain. That's all I knew. Pain, right? So when you a kid and it's pain, all you can ask is for help around you, right? Because as a kid, as a child, you automatically, that mind, okay, pain is bad, right? That's what they say, pain is bad. No, help mom, help dad. That's all you can rely on at that time, right? It's not like you can be like, spirit, come in. You know what I'm saying? Like, come down here, bring me healing. Archangel Raphael, bring healing energies. We're not that tuned in as a kid, right? And a lot of our family members will not be in this lifetime, which is fine. That's their soul path and what they choose to do. But You know, we're not that tapped in. So our mind and that child mind is to ask for help, right? Oh, mom, dad, auntie, you know, brother, cousin, like we ask for help, but we depend upon the others around us growing up a lot. And I feel like it's something we really don't realize a lot in society, is that when you grow up in environments, especially so-called hoods, like, bro, I grew up in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we grew up in the hood, fam. You know what I'm saying? Get it out the mud type hood, right? Not that deep, but it wasn't that deep. But we was in the hood, all right? And we was blessed to have what we had, and we were a blessed family to where we could provide for each other. You know, we had homes where it was cousins up in there, it was aunties, mamas, like we was sometimes all jumbled up in the house, in one house. That's how families live, right? But that's how we need to live. That's how we need to get back to communities within our people. Like, dude, like if mom and auntie out, you know what I'm saying? Let's say mom and my auntie out. My other auntie, right? Not by blood, but that's my auntie. You know what I'm saying? So she was always there. She raised us, you know what I'm saying? Fed us, changed our diapers. Like, it take a village to raise kids, man. Because we're able to see we're able to pick up on other people's perspectives. Oh, and let's say, oh my God, okay, I want to go to the store, I want to go to Kroger to eat some candy, or I want to go here to get this and that, right? But your mom and people always say, oh, watch out, okay? Or take this route, you know what I'm saying? Or make sure you do this, or, you know, it's the perspective, right? And sometimes they be negative perspectives. Y'all can't go out there at night. It's bad to go out there. It's all right. That's what you put on the kid, and that kid thinks and believes that. So that's why it's very important to be very careful what you tell your kids. Parenting, oh my God, so important, y'all. I'm telling you, but it's so important. Parenting, it's so important, right? So, you know, it's just what you tell your kids. So when you tell a kid, don't go outside, some monster out there. Everybody stay in the house at 9 p.m., right? That kid believes that junk, and he imagines it, and that shit becomes real. Because what you think, what you believe, what you think, and what is on the inside is a projection of on the outside, right? So what you can't believe, it believes that. Doesn't mean it's gonna be no monster out there. But who knows? You know, these kids magical. They can create a whole a being from the astros to come to be here. You know what I'm saying? They're able to see things we're not. They're able to see perspective that a lot of adults can't. And it was this thing that was like, it didn't really have nothing to do with what I was saying, but it's these kids in my neighborhood that knock on the door. Yo, can we take us to trash for $1? Can we take us to trash? They working, they moving, and I was just like, bro, I admire that, because it's a lot of adults today that will not ask for help, that ask for help, that ask, oh girl, can you borrow? Oh, please, $20 here, $5 here. You know what I'm saying? And these kids out here getting it. I'm like, bro, okay then. Alright, right? I'm like, okay, do you? Alright, but it's just like, that's the mindset we need to be giving our kids. Dude, if you want something, go get that shit. These kids out here knocking on everybody's door. We was doing that when we was younger. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was with me and my cousin, we used to do that, knock on doors. But it's about parents, it's about what you put in your child's mind. It affects them, right? It depends upon how much shadow work, how much inner healing they have to do, depending on your own soul journey, and the programs, traumas and pains, and the behavioral things that our kids grow up in that we have to work at as adults now. And this is the thing where I'm becoming like, I'm seeing things way differently now, because it's like, as a kid, you depend upon your mom to come in with groceries, right? As a kid, you depend upon your mom to put food on the table, to pay that light bill, to pay that water bill. You depend on your parents. We adults now. We grown as people, okay? Like, we grown as beings in here, right? Whatever you want to call yourself. You an Andromedan being. What's up, fam? We in here, but no, but we depend on our parents. It's like now, I feel like we since we depend on them so much, sometimes in adult life, we tend to lean back into that codependent energy. We can't do that, you know? And it's like now I'm like, bro, ain't nobody responsible for me. Nobody. If you live in the house with your mom, it don't matter if you 28, 30, if you live in the house with your mom, grandma, right? Your mom and grandma bring you food and stuff like that, right? Or let's say during the month you may not have a lot of money to get what you need to get, and your mom gotta bring you food. You know you eat a certain type of way, right? So if your mom bringing you, let's say you going on straight vegan organic, vegan. None of that vegan food ever out, but they bring you vegan food. It's not their fault. You gotta be responsible. Are you gonna, you know what I'm saying? You have to be responsible for that, right? So it's like you can't lean on anybody these days. It's okay if for you and your own journey you can have to lean on that person or depend upon that person for certain things. That's okay. But bro, start making actions so you can do it on your own. You know, because it's like now there's nobody responsible for me but me. So if I'm not where I'm at in life, that's on me. If I don't have the abundance I want, that's on me, right? If I'm not healed, if I'm still fearing, if I'm still in this lower version of energy, that shit is 1,000% on me. Nobody else, right? But it just depends upon how you were raised and the mindset you have. Like, I come on here and people like, bro, I love your energy, I love the knowledge you share, man. Bro, man, you doing it, keep doing it, right? I'm like, yeah, cool. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, but I wasn't always where I'm at now. Okay, I wasn't always this, coming out here just spitting gems. You know, like it took effort to get to where I am. It took research. It took falling on my ass, keep getting back up, the spirit whooping my ass like, you ain't supposed to be doing that shit. Switch around, get in a different energy, different vibration, get on the right path, right? Because it just happens like that, right? But it just took me to learn, trial and error. Even as a kid, I was always aware of certain things. And I share my experience about, childhood experiences I've had. Like, I've seen these beings when I was younger. Like, I've shared that. But, it's all about the parenting. What are you putting in your kid's mind? Because what you put in their mind, that shit's a seed and it grows as they develop. Okay? On a physical, spiritual, and mental level, because as a kid, you're still growing mentally, you're still growing spiritually, you're still growing physically, right? You're still growing in all aspects of your life. So what seeds you plant in that kid's head grows, bro. It grows, man. And it's sad because as a kid, you have no control over it. But you have control over it now. And that can make us mad, like, damn, bro, like, my mom went goddamn, my mom didn't know this. Oh man, it's my mom's fault. Why she do this to me when I was like, why she, right? But I mean, you're an adult now, bro. Like, you gotta take responsibility for that. If you're aware of that now, make the changes that need to happen, right? But yeah, that's pretty much it on parenting. All right, next I want to talk about inner wounds, okay? Behavioral problems, okay? Inner wounds. These are things that we, because sometimes as a kid, a lot of us and our parents and people around us, we are hurt emotionally with words. Like, people verbally abuse us a lot and bring us down, right? A lot of starseeds, a lot of black workers in society now, but we are brought down so harsh when we were a kid, dude. Especially bullying and stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that, I got it the word, dude. Nah, I ain't gonna say that. It's a lot of kids, it's a lot of people that got it worse than me. But I'm telling you, like, growing up, like, I was pretty, like, don't even get me situated, like I was in a position, I was in a good position as a kid, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was able to be me and be free. Like, 3rd grade, I was living in a house, you know what I'm saying? A whole house. So I was grateful to be living in how I live, but I still had to go through certain experiences. I still had to go through lack mindsets, this and that, like, stuff that affected me. But it's like, bullying was that heavy on me. Like, I wasn't letting nobody, like, attack me and nothing like that. Like, we ain't finna do that, but I ain't finna fight you over no dumb junk. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't even finna do that. We don't. Right? I was always that pacifist type person, even when I was a kid, dude. But it was like, I can't just, sit there. I just sat there, right? I didn't just sit there and I talk back and da-da-da, right? But people used to always say certain things like, oh my God, you fat, you ugly, da-da-da. Back when I was a little bigger, like when I was a kid, when you go through that puberty, that pudgy stage when you're a little kid, like 7th grade, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, but I mean, you fat and ugly, you got best of the world. Like, it was just always people that was talking down on you growing up. And that affects you, man. It really does, bro. It really does, man. But inner wounds are things that, like that, bullying, you know what I'm saying, parenting, how they treat you and they beating you and stuff like that, it affects you on a psycho-emotional level. That really affects you, dude. And we still hold wounds from certain things, or from not forgiving ourselves, from not being aware or not having that awareness back then. Like, I feel like most of the shadow work is really forgiving yourself that you cannot change the situation. You were not in a position to change how you felt. You were not in a position to act differently in the situation. So I felt that most of the shadow work, or at least majority of it, is really just forgiving yourself in certain situations and experiences. You couldn't have acted differently. You couldn't have moved differently. You know what I'm saying? You just couldn't at that time. You wasn't that expanded consciousness, awareness yet that we are now, and that we are evolving to, right? But it's crazy because it's like we all go through these things in life, and it's just sad because a lot of people go through depressions where they feel like they just want to not, take themselves out. And it's like, no, bro, like, man, listen, bro, it's a lot of people that's going through a lot, but there's always better days, dude. Don't run away from the pain. If you know something is wrong, bro, emotionally, and you just keep moving, you're not looking at it, that's not honoring self. Honoring self is taking moments to tap in and tune into yourself. How am I feeling today? Do I feel like hopping on and making a video today? Should I just go outside for like 8 hours? You know what I'm saying? Like, tap in with self, tap in, and tap in on a soul level. What do I feel like doing today? On a soul level, what's going to light my soul up, right? And I said this to myself up in the bathroom, and what I said is serving. So I'm like, you know what? Boom, let me get up, let me do a video today. So this is the video I was going to do, shadow work and inner healing, right? Because I was to, make space and time, because your inner child is you. But that inner child, and this is the thing, because like the inner child is you, and it's hurting because you haven't looked at it. You haven't looked at experiences your child self had to go through, and forgiving the situation and loving your inner child for just being how you were back then. You know what I'm saying? Embracing that energy and really accepting the fact this has happened to me, but it made me become a better person. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like now I don't look at my experiences in life as bad, right? I think that all as good experiences to have, right? It's a lot that people go through in life. Don't get me wrong, it's so much, but it's all leading you. It's all about the journey, not the destination, right? So it's just I'm enjoying certain things. Don't get me wrong, I still get mad sometimes. I still get frustrated. I still like, oh my God, this, like, but it's way less now. But they still pop up. They still pop up, right? We on the human journey, right? We came into experiences human reality that we're living in right now. Even though we are and embrace our humanness in this body, in this vessel, but we are spirit, we are soul consciousness, right? So, yo, dude, it's heavy. It's a lot, man. It's a lot to deal with. Sometimes it's a lot. I remember multiple days, where I would get out of bed, use the restroom, and look in the mirror and be like, oh my God, I'm just tired of the spirituality, like everything. That thought would just pop up. Sometimes it wasn't even me. But it's like, damn, I'm tired of every day doing this. Like, this is too much. This is the spirituality. Doing this too much. Oh, it's too much. Like, that thought will always pop up. But I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still here, though. Okay, like, and it's just like, dude, it gets tough to when you just want to quit, dude. If you feel that, if that thought pop up, take time to meditate. Take time off. If you know it's not today, it's not today. You know what I'm saying? If you like, oh my God, look, I have some money that I can pay my bills with. I ain't hopping into work. Brittany and Jose ain't hopping in today. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to call off work. Make time for you. I know it's a lot of responsibilities that we have as adults. We have a lot of people have kids now. You're in family situations where you have to provide. We have to be places. I understand that, but you need to make space for you because you have wounds, right? A lot of us do, right? And it's not okay to keep moving and thinking about everybody else, or trying to provide for everybody else, or trying to be there for everybody else, and not be there for yourself. And what I talk about, I'm still practicing. What I'm talking about, I'm still needing to hop back more into that. I believe that. But You know, like I said before, it was videos where I'm not there that advanced in certain things that I've talked about before, but Spirit was like, talk about it, right? It may be somebody that needed that. I've gotten messages on my YouTube where it's like, bro, I appreciate the knowledge, appreciate you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because like my intentions with this, you know, it's not okay, money, right? It's not about that. It's not, bro. I'm just here. I'm just want to be of service in the highest way possible, right? And this video is really just sharing my information, sharing my perspective, and my intention is to spread this shit to everybody as possible, so they can get the message and so they can incorporate in their life to help them elevate on a spiritual level. And that's the energy of my intentions with all my videos, right? But it's just, you know, a lot of people have behavior. It's just you behave a certain way. You have this type of behavior. It's because of how you raised, right? And the ego crafts certain things around defense mechanisms to protect you. So the ego really just trying to protect you in this crazy environment we live in, right? It's not even Earth. It's just the matrix and in the external realities that everyone is off. And that's why it's dualistic, because we're not in a unity consciousness where we all can come together to create something on one playing field that we all can allow. That's where we're going. And that's why the world is like this, is because we're not all together, working together, right? To create a world that is balanced, that is in harmony, where everybody is provided for, right? And all their needs is provided for. We live in a world where there's homeless people on the side of the street, bro. They don't got nothing to eat, nowhere to sleep. You know what I'm saying? And people that have no food at all, bro. Nowhere to go. They're lost, right? There's so many people on the earth that are lost. I remember walking through Vegas and seeing people sleeping on the walkways, bro. You know, and that like it affects me. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember going down to Grady Hospital, and I was just seeing this homeless person. I think he was just sleeping on the ground, bro. And it's like I almost straight up cried just right there, bro. Cause I was 22 on the clock. I just almost straight up cried. It's like, bro, like we have to change this shit for everybody, bro. Like we gotta change this world for the better, bro. Like we gotta start putting out energies, putting out loving, high vibrational energies, so everybody can feel this frequency, bro. Because where the road that this has been on for how long this shit's been here is not the way. It's never been the way. You know what I'm saying? And everybody in the world go through pain. We all go through pain, especially when it's time for shadow work, right? Inner healing. Shadow work is inner healing. It's going within. It's looking at the inner child. It's looking at the shadows. Looking at the things that you've been trying to hide and run away from healing. That's fears. That's pain. That's all these experiences. Everything that encompasses life, right? That we try to run away from. We can't run from it. When you're on this journey, what you run from is chasing your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like I was watching Colt Lyoko like weeks ago, dude, and I seen this dude. I seen Jeremy running. I've seen he was like in this sleep state, but he was running, and it was like this shadow, smoke was like chasing him and trying to grab him, and he kept running, but he was still like he was in the hospital, like he was in this like state where it was just his astral self, kind of like running and trying to run from whatever it was. But when he finally realized I can't run, he turned and faced it. And the shadow stopped. And he walked towards the light, and then he woke up. So you cannot run away from it, bro. That's the thing. I feel like the shadow, what's in the shadow, watch this, it's gonna be so deep, y'all. I feel like what's in the shadow is just dim light. Watch, I'm telling you, look, what's in the shadow is just light that was dimmed when you were younger. You were brought down on it. It was just part like light that was dim. Your light that was dim. Experiences that dim parts of your light that became shadow work, because it's a shadow of light. It's so-called opposite. It's not really the opposite. It really is what it is, but it's about integrating it. That's why we have to go in the shadow and bring it to the light, because it was always light, but it was perceived as shadow. Boom. Boom, look at that. Look, And it's because you go in, okay, these experiences, I was abused, right? Or I was abused sexually as a kid, right? I have, but it's a lot of people that have too, but that's just the experience, right? But I was abused, right? Sexually as a kid, and it affected me. And you have to go within yourself, right? You have to go within yourself. What is it? Embrace that shit. Embrace it. Embrace it, because these experiences are teachers, dude. They're literally teachers. I feel like they're key codes for you to elevate higher, for you to receive higher abundance, higher blessings, because you're looking at you. The shadow is you. It's not a reflection of you. It's you. We perceive it as a shadow or reflection, right? It's a reflection of you. It's a reflection of you, and all it is that people call a shadow is just parts of you that you haven't integrated into the self. Period. And that's just what it is. We have to bring our attention towards what is it? What's keeping me back? Why is this fear popping up? Why is it sad? Why am I keep crying randomly? You have to view that shit from a different lens to integrate it into the light. People can say, oh, it's a light, dark, yin, yang. Yes. Because in this realm that we live on, above around the universe, light and dark, right? Good and bad. Negative polarity, positive polarity, right? There's negative beings on the planet that are doing things to stop us and stuff. And we are the positive, we are the light, we are the highest vibration, we are the source, right? We represent the light, the higher vibrational timelines, positive energy, new frequencies, right? We represent the good, bro. We represent the good. Even though they're doing bad things, you can call reptilians, the elites, whatever you want to call it. Then all they is just versions of us, right? Because we're all from the source. At the end of the everything comes from everything around us is the source. Everything is source energy. We are source energy, source divine source. We all are source, dude. When you see that as that, and you see that, I feel like parts of these people are they're just shadows. It's like they're the shadow, we're the light, and they are just the ones that chose to go down that path. We chose to stand in the light and to work from a positive space to help for the collective of every soul, every being in the cosmos, every living existence in the cosmos, all of creation, right? We just choose to work in harmony with the divine source, and they choose to work in disharmony. They're just playing a role at the end of the day, just like all of us are. But when we learn that everything works out how it needs to work out, and everything plays out how it works out, all you need to do is just pay attention to what are the things that affect you most. Write it down every day how you feel. Write down your emotions every day. Okay, I felt mad at this moment, or I felt sad right here. What was you thinking about? What was you doing? Okay, be very aware. I felt we forget, be very aware. When we see angels, oh my God, 888, take a second. What was I thinking about? What was I just doing? Right? Oh, boom, I was just thinking about I want a love relationship. I was just thinking about, man, bro, I don't have that love connection. I don't have this, right? Right? But you just saw 111. What does that mean? Okay, research it, look it up, go within, meditate. So it's just looking at, pay more attention to your daily life, your emotions, your feelings, everything that happens in your daily life, pay more attention to. Me too, I need to do this. Matter of fact, I need to do this today. But 11:33. But we all need to do it, okay? But that's all I have to say, y'all. I don't want this video to be too long, man. That's pretty much it. But anyway, man, again, my name is Marcus. Thank you for tuning in for another video on Spiritual Academy. I'm out of here. Peace.